coming up. They've got 3 dynamic hours together. Now, this is a dynamo. The MacBook Air, well, I think I've maybe had one once this entire year. And when we do, it's a big deal, like Ron Burgundy. It's a big deal. We just don't get them. We really don't. So right off the bat, you're getting more memory. This has more memory than we typically do in our MacBooks. So you're looking at 512 megabytes of memory, which, let's be honest, you'll want more memory because you're gonna be doing great stuff with this. There is Intel inside. It is not a refurbished, it's not a factory reissue. It has that fresh out of the box Apple quality, but you're getting a better price and you're getting more stuff and you're getting it on FlexPay. Those are interest-free payments of basically $260 on your credit card, free shipping to get this at home, unconditional money-back guarantee until the end of January, and no restocking fee. Do you know if you bought this from the Apple Store? First of all, they have a 14-day return window, and they may or may not have this in stock. But then if you return it, now every store is different, but at least when I returned some electronics to a typical big box store recently, it was 15% of my purchase price. So we're not doing that. And then we have them now. Now we've got it in gold, and gold is actually getting a little hard to find in the Apple Store. And then you choose your case color. So basically, we've got 2 that we can show you here, and then we've got a couple more choices. So this is your black choice or your red choice. And then we also have a rose gold choice. That would go nice with that rose gold, or with the gold, by the way. And then we also have gray and the blue. And then we have Bill Duggan, who is back. Bill, I did a little preemptive thank you last hour. I forgot. You know why I forgot that we were doing this, though? We never do MacBooks. And like ever, like even when I saw you in my show and we were texting earlier, I'm like, I had to look at the text twice. I'm like, now does Bill mean like the Air tablet? I was thinking, does Bill mean, because we don't do the Mac, we don't do them, do we?
No, not with these specs, especially with that 512 gigabytes of memory, especially when we can offer the gold, because gold, they're actually getting away from the gold. So this is really almost really a valuable item to get, not just the color, but really the way it performs. If you're an Apple user, you get it. You probably shopped with us before because we do have some great values on what Apple delivers. You know that quality. But if you're new to Apple, HSN is the place to try it because we give you more time than even Apple gives you to really make sure it works for you. Because if you're like me, I was a PC user for years. The Office is still PC, but I like Apple at home. And now Apple does play across all those brands and categories and you know, Excel to Word to numbers to pages, so you're good. But if you don't trust me, guess what? We give you a longer time to really try it out. Apple, if you were to pick this up at the Apple Store, you have 2 weeks. That doesn't even get you to Christmas, doesn't even get you to, you know, past Christmas vacation or New Year's. We're giving you all the way to the end of January to move into it, to make sure it does agree with everything that we need in our lives, because this is the hub. Because it's not just for work. It's not just, you know, a typewriter anymore. This becomes our television. It becomes our way to communicate with the office and the kids, and our telephone with that front-facing camera. You have to realize it's a 13-inch display. It's a liquid Retina display. So what does that mean? When I'm over here watching a movie, it's going to look good. It's going to sound great. And that's important because, you know, we are not just using this to type documents. We really want to watch TV and get lost in it. By the way, 3 months to Apple TV as well. Huge sound. This is a kid's stereo in their room and their TV. It's everything you want. Why is that huge sound in there? I'm going to just show you real quick since we have this nice close-up. There's a speaker, not just at the top. There's a speaker on each side of this full-size keyboard. So you're going to have really full sound when you watch those movies. The keyboard, it is backlit, and not just with one light, but each key has its own lamp for great illumination. That in and of itself, Shannon, was one of the reasons why I upgraded to my Mac alone. Because yes, daylight savings happened and I was working, and all of a sudden it's dark. And I'm like, where are the keys? Larger trackpad, which you're going to show you how you can sign documents and do more with that. But more importantly, this is the MacBook Air. And what is the MacBook Air? It's their latest design in terms of how it works. But more importantly, it's an evolution in terms of quality, in terms of processor. And let's just go into that processor too. Because we see it right there. It's Intel. Great big name, right? It's Core i7. We love to highlight that because I think just recently I had a MacBook that was Core i3. We have gone from 3 to 5 all the way up to 7. So you're going to get more power and performance under the hood of this. And that's what's important, because we can show you the shiny gold finish, which is great. I can take you on a tour how it's had that wedge design. You have your headphone jack, and then you spin it around. This is so lightweight and manageable and portable. You're going to love the shiny finish too. That's why we're giving you that case so you can protect it. You have 2 USB-C ports. That's important because, one, it's less clutter. This is really all you need now. Everything is more going USB-C. So that's charging and transferring. That's all you need. But let's be real, Shannon. I still charge my phone via USB. I still have USB documents. That's why some of these extras are great. We're giving you a way to make this one USB-C port, boom, 4 HDMI ports, or 4 USB ports, which is great. So I can plug in my hard drive and my external mouse or all those other ports right away. Because there's nothing worse when you get something home and you want to move into it, you want to show it off, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, I can't load anything. I need more stuff. Well, we're giving you that more stuff as well. We're giving you a full year to the Mac U. And this is what's important, because yes, you can walk into the Apple store with this, Shannon. That's awesome, right? But you know, the Apple store closes, they have lines, they're far away sometimes. The Mac U is 24/7 online video support. And what's cool about it, yes, it's going to help you with your Mac, but it's also going to help you with your iPad or your phone or even a watch. So it's really great tutorials on there. There's also curated software. There's budgeting software. There's a whole bunch of great stuff on that voucher as well. So you get it home, you fall in love with it. But then you got to get some work done, right? So you open it up, and these are just some of the features. Remember, it has that Intel processor, which is going to be faster. I need to log in. Okay, let's be real. It's Thanksgiving night. I forget my password. I'm a little fuzzy. What is it? I can't remember it. You have finger touch ID. Boom. Just like that. Ease of use, instant access, so I'm inside faster to get that task done. So easy to get in, but also the processor being Core i7, it's going to be more responsive. But let's just talk security. I love that aspect that it's more secure, because I can't tell you, back in the college days when I'd walk into my room and there'd be a neighbor on my computer, or I'm like, what are you doing, Mike? And it's like, well, my roommate was on my computer. And I'm like, well, get off my computer. Only I can get into this computer. My sibling can't, my parents can't, so it's more secure. Apple's also put a T2 chip in here. So that T2 chip is dedicated just to security, which is important because, you know, we got our credit card information and we're buying and shopping, so that's awesome. But then you can see the brightness of the screen. I showed you the quality of the keyboard, but that processor, you're gonna be blown away with how it performs and how responsive it is. Because that's what happens, Shannon. You know, it's Thursday night. I don't want to go to the office tomorrow, but if I can get those emails done that much faster and easier, boom, I'm on vacation mode, right? So I also like how they've set up their operating system. Apple's operating system is a little different, but it's very user-friendly. So once you actually realize how user-friendly it is, you're like, why didn't it do this sooner? You can set up your desktop to look like this, which is very comforting because it looks a lot like my tablet, looks a lot like my phone, right? Or you can come back to the traditional display, which you can see all the stuff we have up and running, which is just awesome to get more stuff done. You have the quality of the camera, so you can FaceTime and Skype and Zoom and do all that stuff you need to do with family and friends. You have the power to actually create and go make your own movies if you need to. People often think, you know, Apple is just for those, you know, developers and those programmers, but Apple is truly for all of us, because yes, it has the power for, you know, those app builders and those gamers to make movies and to make content and audio makers. But the cool part about it is so easy for us educators, for us parents, for us professionals, for us who want to just look good when we're computing and making work. That's what's great about it. But the cool part about that is it's cool, but HSN makes it affordable. Apple is a top tier brand out there. They don't cut corners, and actually they set the bar high. They're the first to give us a solid state hard drive. Now everyone else is trying to. They're the first to give us that backlit illuminated keyboard included. Now the others are as well. You're going to be ahead of the curve by getting this home and enjoying it. Upgrading, handing off the one that you might have had before, because this is the computer I have, but I don't have all these specs. So if you're upgrading tonight, you're going to love it.
Well, and you know what's so cool about this bill? In addition to everything, I mean, again, not refurbished, not factory reissued, not an also ran. I keep saying that fresh car, that fresh out of the new box smell from Apple. That FlexPay is a big deal. And here's how this works, and this is true story. I bought my first Apple product, period, in my life from HSN. It was an iPad. And by the way, my iPad originally was pretty close to this price. I think it was like $8.99 or $9.99. This is probably 10 years ago. I mean, and like 6 gigs of RAM. I'm trying to remember. It was something, you know, insane, but it was almost $1,000. But my whole point is, I kind of bought it to prove Bill wrong. And I got it on FlexPay. Well, Bill knows that this is a true story. So what I figured I'd do is, okay, I'd get it home. At that point, it was a 30-day return policy. I thought if I don't like it, you know, if it's not what everybody says it is, shoot, I'm just gonna send it back. Full disclosure, I had no doubt in my mind I was gonna send it back. I still have that iPad. It's in the makeup room. I still have that iPad and I'm using it right now. And I've upgraded to other iPads. I've had my heart set on a MacBook. This is the MacBook Air, if I misspoke earlier, but it's the MacBook Air. It is brand new. It is not refurbished. It's not also ran. When we still had our guests coming into the studio, I still remember Susie Orman was an area that Bill was doing. She's like, oh, can I get that hub thing? I need that hub thing for my MacBook. I still remember. So we're including that. You choose your case color. Now, the choice that we have is the gold, which, by the way, gold is really hard to find at the Apple Store. We've got black, we've got red. The gray is the most limited. We've also got the rose gold. And then, Steve, did you also say we have a blue case available? I know it's on okay, navy. There we go. There we go. So gray and then the rose gold. And then, so that FlexPay, I'm just telling you right now, even if you get it to prove, get this for yourself, because you're not getting a 14-day return policy. If you go to the Apple Store, first of all, if they have gold, I'd be surprised. Then they're not gonna let you walk out of the store for a FlexPay of $260. They're just not. It's like, okay, even at that great price of $12.99, you'd say, okay, because you have to remember how much you spend per year. You're gonna have this for years. You could conceivably have this for decades. I've had that original iPad, and she's still lovely. I don't wanna retire her. You will use this. I know when Helen Keeney bought a MacBook for her daughter, well, good grief, her daughter's like, what, a third of the way through college or almost through college now. They still use it, they still have it. I mean, yeah, we upgrade. The whole point is you're gonna get your money's worth. Now, we don't have a 14-day return policy. We have a return policy until the end of January. We have interest-free payments. We have VIP financing. By the way, when you do that FlexPay, if you are new to HSN, it's not like a layaway program where we withhold, we don't send it to you until it's paid off. And by the way, we're doing our expanded VIP financing on this. So that makes it a little over $72 on your credit card. But even if you just put down that $260 plus tax, why not do it? Just take it for a test drive. Move into it, shop, live with it. Do your TikTok videos, do your YouTube channel, do your business, do whatever you want to do. This really opens up new doors and new horizons for you. It just does. So money back guarantee until the end of January, free shipping, and there's no restocking fee. Guaranteed delivery, no restocking fee. And I will say, especially on a $12.99 purchase, I know that's $100 off, it's on sale. That'd be, well, do the math. That's like what is that, like $129, $130? And that's like on the low end of the spectrum that you just wouldn't get that money back. So we even print the return label. I hope you try it. Steve, I want to double check. What do we have, like only 600 or so of these? Okay, fewer than 600. So fewer than 600, and this is the only scheduled airing too, by the way. So when I saw, it's always a pleasure to see Bill, my favorite, I can say affectionately Turkey on Turkey Day, because of the hat that you wore when we started our last hour together. But Bill, it's really true.
I am your turkey.
You are, lovingly so. But the real truth is, we do a lot of products together. You are one of our favorite electronic contributors. We see you doing headphones and televisions and lots of great stuff. We see you doing other Apple products, frankly, not that often, to be perfectly fair. We don't see the MacBooks. We just don't, do we?
We don't, and that's just it. That's just, we don't. And I'm trying to think when the last time we actually could have shared a MacBook Air with you, especially with that Core i7, especially with 520 gigabytes. I have a MacBook Air. It has 128 gigabytes. We're giving you more memory to carry around, which means more content. And just so everyone can realize, here's that picture, or there's me in my turkey hat. Can you guys all see this? How many of us have Thanksgiving photos on our phone and all that? Here's an Apple story for you. We all taken a lot of photos, birthday parties, Christmases, and whatever. It's already backed up here. And I have more memory, which is great, but also it's more reliable because of that solid state drive. So I don't have to worry about how to transfer it or plug it in because boom, it's already there. Turkey hat and all. And that's reliability. And that's where the memory size comes in. That's where the processor comes in. But that's also where the clarity of the screen comes in. So you realize inside this computer, you have the looks on the outside of Apple, which is great. And by the way, earlier I might have said the screen was a liquid retina display. It's a retina display with 4 million pixels. So everything is going to be crystal clear and sharp. Finding things and pulling things and downloading things, it's going to be faster because the way this has hyper-threading built in. And you'll be very surprised when you get it home because you're like, okay, it's a little different. But then it's like, wait, I can still open up all my emails on here and still get my Excel and Word and all those documents. And that's where I tell you, get it home and see what's going on. Like, get in here and, okay, I've got to find this email. Where's that email? It's Thursday night. Okay, where's my email? Okay, here. Is that the email? There we go. Open up this email. Why aren't you working with me, computer, tonight? Here it is. And the thing is, we want to be able to access all these documents. You're going to be able to access the documents because of what you're seeing right here. The way it can move through the tasks that we all have, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's, connecting with the office, because it has that hyper-threading capability. And that's a game changer at the end of the day, because yes, I need to get this document, boom, open it up. It's an Excel document. Am I going to have to convert it? Is it not going to work? No. I'm worried about the clarity. Can you guys read that at home? Check out this pinch and zoom quality of this. And this is a boring spreadsheet, everybody, but that's $351.93. I can read it, you can read it. So the clarity of that is awesome. But I appreciate the fact that this is Microsoft Excel on my MacBook Air, which is just great because that's, it's crossing categories, which it didn't used to do. But now you're getting an elevated user experience because you have that Apple processor and the way it works. And I'll share with you all a quick story. When I actually made the jump, it was a few years ago. We're going on 6 or 7 years ago. And think about that. I've had my MacBook for years. Bought it once, and it's still going. You mentioned Helen Keeney and her daughter. Got it to her going to high school. She's now about to graduate college because she took the computer with her. And the thing is, if you have this old MacBook, the big, thick minivan, you want to upgrade tonight. You want to get or give the sports car. I mean, look at the size difference on this. I mean, it's just so much easier to lug around. Yet this one has more power. The power is in the air and in the palm of your hands. So you get it home, you fall in love with it, you use it. Because I think we've also been there. We go to our computer and it's slow and it's dragging, so then we try to get it done on our phone, or then we try to do it on the tablet. This workstation will be a beast for you wherever you take it. One quick story I'm going to share with you is I was working on my taxes. Shannon, that's one of our favorite stories. And I was working in a program and it was slow. It was buffering and spinning all the time. And I was like, this is taking forever. So I finally invested in getting a new program. I bought the new program, which was great. And the thing is, it was still slow. And the fact that it was not giving me the performance I needed, I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually try this. I'm going to try it during the holiday time because I have more time to make sure this works for me. I got an iPad or a MacBook, and I put the program on the MacBook. And all of a sudden, all those little transactions I needed to accomplish were so much faster and more fluid and easier to get done. That's when all of a sudden I was sold. Whereas like, okay, Mac's definitely making a difference. It's making it easier. It's making it more reliable. And that was going on, I think we're going on 7 or 8 years ago now. And trust me, I get it. It's a new car. Of course, it's going to be sharper and faster, but it's still performing like it's supposed to. And that's where you're going to appreciate it. Every day when you need to walk into your office and just get that, message out or that bill paid or, email replied to, log in, sure, no problem, quick, fast, finger touch ID, it's responsive. And that's the way the Apple ecosystem is designed. Why is that design important? Because it keeps you protected. It keeps out the viruses and the malware. It keeps out the cobwebs and all the stuff that you download inadvertently by opening web pages and opening attachments that do slow it down. And the thing is, a lot of us are like, how do I keep it clean? How do I keep it fresh? 2 things I want you to realize. I can walk in to the Apple store with all of this. I can get an appointment at the Genius Bar. They don't care you picked it up at HSN or your flex payment in. Apple wants you to be a happy user, and you're going to be. But as we've talked about, the stores get busy and crowded, and even the Genius Bar gets a little busy. We're including a full year of the Mac U. So this is online video support. So maybe you can't get to the mall or the store, or maybe it's the term paper's due tomorrow and you need to get it taken care of. You can easily jump right on here to the Mac U, and it is for an entire year. Sometimes we do 3 months or 6 months. And we're also giving you a lot of other fun stuff. America's Test Kitchen, Hallmark Card Studios. But more importantly, you get that support, which we all have questions. Trust me. My mom's like, okay, I have a question. How can I do this? I'm like, I think I know how to do it, but let's go ask the Mac U because we could experiment for a while, but when you have the answers right here, that is peace of mind. I appreciate the fact that HSN is giving you a longer time to try it. Because even at Apple, they give you 14 days, which, it's enough time, but we got a lot going on in the 14 days, right? We want to make sure it works for you. We're giving you all the way to the end of January to, yes, log into your email, give it a go, try different things. You can use your text messages on here, FaceTime with family and friends, and realize when you FaceTime with people or Zoom or Skype, if you're the grainy little picture in the corner, guess what? It's not just because of the quality of the camera. It's actually because the quality of your processor, the way it's all connected, and your Wi-Fi. There you go. Sorry, guys. I knocked over my second camera and had to reset it. But more importantly, you can do your FaceTime. You can do your Zoom. You get to the App Store. It's going to be your music player. You have Siri built in, so you can even talk to Siri to set up appointments. Because how often does that happen? You put an appointment on your computer, and did it populate to your phone? Did it populate to your Apple Watch? The Apple ecosystem will communicate across those devices. That's where you do appreciate the speed and the performance and just the way it works with our lives today. They don't try to, make the tech the predominant thing. They really want to make the tech, forgettable, but have that end result. So what you're seeing right here is that processor.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to digress there. Well, if it's okay, guys, I'd love to get back to that high definition and that performance, just so Bill could talk you through that. But I did want everybody to know in the 10 minutes that we remain. So I promise, I just want to hit that reset button. Steve, can we show the quantity left or not? At this point, okay. At this point, we have I think 500 or so remaining. It's the only scheduled airing. That's number one. So I think we all think we have more time in life to shop or what have you. Only scheduled airing. Part of the reason it's the only scheduled airing is there are only a couple hundred in inventory. So I just wanted to, get that out there. Listen, we want you to shop with confidence. We want you to shop at your leisure. But I just also want you to realize this is not something that we normally do, nor it's not something that we have really abundant quantities on, nor do we ever, for that point. It's something that we did a $100 price adjustment before this show. So a $100 price adjustment, don't get me wrong, I realize when we're talking about Apple, when we're talking about MacBook, yes, it is more of a upfront investment, but you will have it for years and years, conceivably even for decades to come. And the big thing that I need to keep going back to is it is not refurbished, it is not factory reissue. That flex pay is a big deal. That's how I got we were making dreams come true tonight. So that's how I was able to get my first Apple as a show host. When I first got my first iPad here from HSN, I want to say it was like $899. It was close to $1,000. So my flex pay was about that. But I bought it with the full intention. I did not think I was going to keep it because I was not an Apple person. I'm just like, oh, I don't see what the big deal is. So you could literally get this at home for $260 with free shipping. Literally, it's not like a layaway. We're going to zip it off to you. Hopefully it's a gift for yourself. Boy, if you give this to somebody on your list, they're going to freak out. Because this is the purchase of no regrets. Bill, you've heard me say that before. I look at my house filled with stuff and it's like, why did I buy that? Why did I buy that? That never happens with an Apple product. And then if you do decide that, okay, it's not your cup of tea, which is, we don't get Apples back. We don't get MacBooks back. That's one of the reasons they're so hard for us to keep in stock. But it's not even a 30-day return policy. It's not the 14-day you get at the Apple Store. It's a money-back guarantee until the end of January. So, Bill, you're right. Yeah. You can kind of pump the brakes. You can kind of take a breath. It's like, let me just see. Let me just see if I like it. Let me just, kind of test the waters. We print the return label. Sure. You get that great little hub. You get the bag. The rose gold and the navy are the most popular. So, Bill, thanks for letting me just do that quick little quantity update. I know we were showing the video on the high-definition graphics and the superior performance. And I just wanted people to be aware, this is not one of those things where, don't worry, we'll get more. What we have is what we have. But at the end of the day, you do get that high definition, you get Intel inside, you get more memory than we've done at this price, and certainly that I've done with you. So maybe we could go back to that videotape, and I apologize, I didn't mean to be rude, just wanted to give a little update there. Yeah. So can you share some of these details with everybody?
Yes. Well, we're excited because remember, this has the highest Intel Core i7 processor that we have ever shared in a MacBook, not to mention the memory. So you're getting a faster graphic experience because the graphics processor and the computing processor aren't competing, they're in one. So it's going to be more efficient. It knows when, okay, you're just typing an email, but it will also know, okay, no, I'm pulling more power because we're playing a video game. Or, you know what, better yet, you're making a video game because your future coder in the family or your future engineer can work on here. Or maybe it's the designer. You noticed you were talking about your niece earlier, is getting into scrapbooking and all that. When it's creative and easy for us, because, you know, when I say us, I'm not a coder. I'm not a tech genius. I didn't go study computers like Joe Harrison at The Ohio State. I'm just a user. And that's what's made me more proficient and more comfortable with getting online and doing different stuff and editing movies and making music and podcasts and all that kind of stuff, because I have the right tool. And that's what you're setting your student up for, or even yourself. I keep jumping back to email because that's one thing we all do in and out, day in and day out. And sure, we can quickly reply on our phone, but sometimes we really need to get into the weeds. And here's a fun example. It's email, oh, permission slip, got to get this sent back. Is the printer even working? I don't know. Is there ink? Is it going to work? So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to close this out. You can actually just right click on these documents. And the cool part about it, it will allow you to open it up. I'm going to open it up in preview, and then I can actually sign the document right on the screen. You just follow these icons. Again, get this home, play with it. Here's a little pen icon. Then it's going to have this little squiggly signature one. It says create signature. I love how this has evolved too. I can come down here and I can actually use my iPhone to sign on my iPhone. I can actually come down here and use my trackpad. Some says click to begin. Again, so easy, tells you what to do. Blah, blah, sign my signature, blah, boom, done. And I love to just highlight this because I think we've all been there where we need to get something back and get it to the office, and boom. I take my signature just like that, and it's already in the document. That's how simple and easy some of those mundane tasks that we all struggle with, because it's like, they make it look so easy. What's going on? How come I can't do this? And part of it is not just the power of the processor, it is the operating system. Like I told you, I went to the pen, I went to the squiggly signature line. I go to the trash can when I need to throw something away. I want to ask Siri a question. You have Siri enabled. Hey, Siri, play Christmas music.
Christmas now playing.
And the thing is, this is our stereo. It is our television unit, our TV watching experience. You're going to just love having this in your home. But remember, most of our computers live in one room of our home. This one will go with us from the kitchen to the couch to college to work. Listen to that audio, which you just got to love. And that audio is going to be the same experience whether we're listening to music or we're taking a FaceTime call or Zoom call, because it's going to be reliable, but it's also going to be comforting. Comforting the way it presents itself. Comforting in knowing that this does work with other documents that are based in the PC world, because now they do play well with each other, because a lot of us are like, wait, I can't. All my photos in years past are in a different format. Are they going to transfer over? Or maybe you want to get this home in time for the new year and start fresh. So 2022, that's when I went all in on Mac. That's when I started working in different program and software. And this is the perfect time to have more time to kick the tires. So yes, you're getting this gold finish, which is great. Getting 512 gigabytes of memory, which is almost 2 times as much as the one I had. I had 128 gigabytes. You have that new processor. We're including a way to upgrade the hub. So you have USB ports immediately, because remember, this one has USB-C, which again is faster and sharper, but do you have USB connections? Now we've taken care of you with that. We've given you a case, a full year to the Mac U, which is peace of mind, more peace of mind, and then about 5 other programs as well, or 4 other programs. And yes, you can still walk into the Apple store with this and ask them a question. If this is a gift to someone, no one's ever been upset about getting a MacBook. If this is an upgrade for you, you'll appreciate the upgrade. And quite frankly, I have done that. I have upgraded my Mac for more memory for that finger touch ID alone. And I gave that older Mac that I had to my niece. So she used it for school and loving it. And you're going to love all these little just upgrades that you never thought you oh, did I really going to appreciate that? Every day you log in. Every few times a day you're going to log in. I love that backlit keyboard. You're going to love it. Which we also didn't talk about, that hard drive. Even though it has more memory, it is a solid state hard drive. Less moving parts, less noise, less overheating and friction. And it's more reliable in finding stuff, because 512 gigabytes, that's a lot of photos and documents. I mean, I don't even know where my Christmas card list is, because, Shannon, I'm really good at doing Christmas cards.
Yes.
I like to think I am.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. We're good at a lot of things.
Sure,
You
up
know.
here.
Yes, we are. Good intentions. That's what we're
Thank
good
you.
at, for sure.
Exactly.
Honestly, but the thing is, Bill, all good intentions aside, this does need to be one that you select and grab now. Just strike while the iron's hot, just because we only have a couple hundred of them available. Bill, it is always a treat to have you here. You always put a smile on my face. I just
to see
wish you so many blessings. Are you back a little? Well, are you back with Michelle and Adam, or?
No, I'm done for the night. We're going to start fresh, bright and early in the morning with Black Friday.
I love it. Okay. That's how I get my cardio, get my steps in.
Get some sleep. And
That's
then get
right. Thank you, Billy. Hey, don't forget, speaking of Black Friday, you could go to hsn.com. Certainly, I hope you can place your order on your MacBook now. There are only a couple hundred. That rose gold case choice has been the most popular. The gray and the navy has always also been hot as well. Why not get it? I mean, seriously, let's make those dreams come true for you. This will really open up new avenues. It's really true. Once you try an Apple, once you try a MacBook,